Welcome to First and Goal, where everything is made up and the points don't matter. Get ready for the latest and hottest topics in the SML. Let's get started. Here's your host, Mad Bomber.
Welcome to this episode of First and Goal. Today we've got the 16-time GOAT, 3-time loser to the Jaguars this season, prime time 0-0-0. We've got Figgs and his Bears, and then we've got the rookie sensation, Rowin, fresh off a loss to the Cardinals, but he's going to join us today. All right, how's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
Pretty good.
All right, so
Doing good. Glad to be here.
All right, we're going to film this right before the early game for tonight's divisional round. So before we get started, who do you guys think is going to win tonight?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and go first. I'm going to guess, I know QB wants it real bad, but I'm just going to go Dan. I think he's in QB's head.
Think Dan? What do you think, Fix?
I got to say Broncos as well.
Broncos. Rowan, you going to change it up, or is everybody going with the Broncos?
Staying with Dan. Think he's got QB's number.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Dan too. But that'll be a good one to see. Hopefully we'll be able to see that right after this. But let's jump into the first topic. So the first topic is going to be closing the gap. So we know we got the top teams right now. We've got Faz, we've got Dan, we've got QB, even Meats right up there at the top. That's probably the top four, I would think, right now. What do you think the rest of the teams, or is there a team below them you think needs to make some moves in this offseason to catch up? Prime, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I think that Royce, even though he's still in the dance, I think that he needs a quarterback. He needs to be able to throw the ball. And I don't think that Teddy Bridgewater is a long-term answer. He has CMC, but when let's say he gets to the Super Bowl or he gets to the championship game, I don't think that he's going to be able to ride CMC through those big games and bring home a Lombardi until he has that elite quarterback. Now, there's some other teams that didn't make the playoffs, like the Chiefs and the Ravens, where those teams are absolutely stacked. The way how they can get to the next level is just changing ownership. You can't miss the playoffs with the Ravens and the Chiefs, and somehow they did it.
Got to agree. I don't think those teams are getting any better either. All right, Figs, this was your topic. What do you think?
I think the Dolphins, they went 12-4 this year. They had a good run attack, pretty good passing for the rookie, Tua. But I think if they get a better target, if they get like a really good elite receiver, that will kind of put them over the top. The defense has been solid. Offense, not too bad, but I feel like a elite receiver would send them over the top.
Okay, so you think the Dolphins are just pretty much a receiver away? Well, let's see. They may win tomorrow night. They're still not even out of it this season.
True.
All right, Rowan, who you got?
I think Graham's is close. I think he's going to need a little shoring up on the defense. We've seen in this playoffs already what you can do with the defense. For example, Figgs has a good defense and was able to take Graham's down. And I know Graham's is going to be able to score at will for most of the season next year. But I think to put him over the top, he's going to need those one or two stops down the line. And I think if he can form that defense to where he really wants him to be, then it might push him to see some needed playoff success from Graham's.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to debate that real quick. Graham's had a stacked team at the end of the last cycle. He had the X factors. At what point are we just going to say Graham just doesn't got it? He really is a true folding chair. Graham's like 1-8 or 1-9 in his last 8 or 9 playoff games. I just don't think Graham's has got it anymore. And we just need he's the old man. He's here. He's a solid player, but he's never going to win a Lombardi in the SML.
Yeah, it definitely looks like that could be the case. That Cowboys team he's got now isn't exactly bad either. All right, so we're going to move on to topic 2. Topic 2. He might. All right, so topic 2 is going to be should have been there. What team, if you were looking at it now, who don't you want to face? You're a team you're glad they didn't make it. We'll start with you, Figs.
I went with the Ravens of NYT. I feel like I face him for 6 years now. He's beat me more times than not. Not only that, I don't want to deal with facing Lamar, dealing with that speed of the wide receiver Hollywood Brown as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of a pain. Like it could be beatable, but it's just like it's a nightmare to try to face those two guys, and I'd rather not. I'm glad he's not in my conference. Hopefully, I only have to face him one time every 4 seasons. So I'm pretty happy about that.
All right. What about you, Rowan? Who's the team you're glad didn't make the playoffs?
There was no one in the NFC that didn't make the playoffs that I was really worried about. Tiny won on a fluke, so that's none of my worries. But a team that I would have only seen in the Super Bowl if somehow it matched up that didn't make the playoffs is Future. Future's a guy that had a down season, but Future can go out and beat anybody any given week. He can put the team on Ruggs' back. He has Jacobs. That team might not be exactly where he wants it to be now, but Future's someone that I wouldn't want to see with my season on the line.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think, especially with that Raiders team, I think he's going to get better. What do you got, Prime?
Yeah, I think no, this is going to be looked at as like an olive branch, so to speak. But if I was in the NFC, I would be glad that Mike FML didn't make the playoffs. And I know that he throws a boatload of interceptions, but if you have one guy that you don't want to face just week in and week out, no matter what his record is, it's Mike FML, because he's always prepared and he can literally beat anybody any given week. And I think Mike FML can be very dangerous, especially when Jordan Love is developed.
Okay, well, I'd like to take this
touch
moment.
on this topic.
Yeah, just real quick, I'd like to take this moment if Prime is right and there's anybody out there that doesn't want to play Mike FML in a week, let me know and I'll switch whoever my opponent is and I'll take him. So
I love you, Mike, but the things I would do to see Mike 16 times in a season is insane.
Yeah, I would definitely take my chances with that over any other schedule. All right, Figgs, go ahead.
That's kind of why I picked this division. It was kind of up between that and, I mean, I know it was up between the Patriots and the Bears. Obviously, the Patriots went before me, but I did not want to be in Noel's division. Obviously, he didn't do too well either, but Mike, I beat, 6 quarters. He beat me 1 touchdown in the first quarter in both games. Besides that, I just completely stopped him the rest of the way. So I don't see him beating me once this cycle. We'll see.
All right.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
We'll even give you 2 points for that one for the bold prediction. All right. So that's going to take us to topic 3. Topic 3 is the MVP award a joke? Last season or last cycle, it was Greer won it, 5,000 rushing yards or something like that on like 800 carries. Raider never made the playoffs. This year, it's Derrick Henry, 12,000 rushing yards on like 600 carries. Coop didn't even make the playoffs. So is that award a joke? I mean, if you look at the top rusher, passer, and receiver, all 3 of them didn't make the playoffs. What do you guys think about that? We'll start with you, Rowan.
Yeah, the MVP award, this is probably one of the topics I'm most passionate about. The MVP award is an absolute joke. Oh my goodness, I could take this girl I'm talking to on Snapchat, put her in front of a PlayStation, hand her Greer and hand her Henry, and she could win an MVP with them. I mean, it is not impressive at all to take an ability-given running back and just pound into teams you're playing and go 6-10. I mean, Coop, that is there's nothing to hang your hat on at night. I mean,
go ahead, you just pick up where you left off and I'll edit it out.
All right, where did it drop at?
I don't know, it's something about Coop's ass.
All right, Coop he went 6-10 with an MVP. I mean, that's nothing to hang your hat on. It's just embarrassing. I mean, we might as well just give you a participation trophy if that's what helps you sleep at night.
All right, what do you think, Prime?
Yeah, MVP is a joke. Kind of like what Rowin said. If you have a player of that caliber and you're going to miss the playoffs, or you're not even going to finish at 500, like we've seen in the past Madden cycles, like we've seen with the Titans, it is pretty bad. And I know Meats, I'm going to take a shot. Might as well keep firing shots off. Stats are for losers. And if you ever notice, the stats guys love those MVPs. That's why Meats always would be chasing them with Freddie Golden, because you knew he wasn't going to win a Super Bowl MVP.
All right. What about you, Figs? I think so far we're pretty much all in agreement about the
Yeah,
MVP.
I feel like the best teams in the league are pretty balanced. I mean, the top two, in my opinion, are kind of, at least this season, QB stud and the Broncos, and they're both very balanced. They can run the ball and pass the ball.
Mm-hmm.
However, I do think Henry deserved it based on the stats. I mean, if you look at Coop's stats, he's got all those rushing yards, and he's literally dead last in passing. So, I mean, who the award went to is fair, but it's not something I'd value. I don't think it's going to get you wins.
I mean,
But,
obviously it's not.
it got him wins, just not enough.
Yeah, I mean it's tough when you look at the stats, and Derrick Henry is number 2 in carries on the season for a team that's spent most of the season behind. You would think it would be the other way around if you were trying to win and not just get stats. But with that Titans team, it's a little tough to win throwing the ball either. So it could go either way, I guess. All right, so that's going to take us to our fourth topic. Who's out next season? So this year, the playoffs are expanded to seven teams per conference. So of the teams that made it this season, who do you think was a fluke and who's not going to make it next year? We'll start with you, Prime.
I'm going to go with the team that made it in last in the AFC, and that would be the Texans. Really, probably didn't even deserve to make it. Any team who was going to be the 7th seed in the AFC really didn't seem like they were trying that hard. All these guys were losing. NYT, ZZ, everybody's kind of choked right at the end. I think October's a solid player, but when you have future, you do have NYT coming back probably, with a great Ravens team. I just don't see that Texans team making the playoffs with the Jaguars and the Colts in that division.
Yeah, I agree. The AFC was pretty weak, at least at the bottom of there. So what do you got, Rowin? Who do you think is not going to make it next year?
I mean, the Texans are a good pick. I'm going to say Figs. I think Figs is a total fluke. As Prime said, you beat a folding chair, and even a blind squirrel finds an acorn every now and then. So I think you should be very proud of this season and hold on to it for as long as you can, because it might be a while before you see one like this again.
All right, Figs, I'll pass it over to you to respond to that.
Well, I'll start with I beat Rowin, I beat the Colts, and I beat Mad Bomb, all three of you.
Damn, I was going to give you points there, but I'm going to
The
have to just
only
leave you
team
at 16.
above 500 I've lost to so far is the Vikings. I'm facing next. We'll see if I rebound. But we'll move on to the topic. I'm going to go with the Eagles. Are going to make it. They started off 7-1. They did kind of started losing after their bye week in week 9, and it did start with Rowin. But I think he's going to get his redemption, and Rowin's going to be the one. He's going to be finishing about 9th next season.
All right, so Figs thinks Rowin and Rowin thinks Figs. All right, well, it'll be interesting to see which one of you ends up right. But so that's going to do it for the show. And that's going to leave us with Rowin with 15 and a frozen camera, Figs with 18, and Prime, 3-time first and goal champ, which is the exact number of times that I beat you this season.
I'll take it anyway.
These 30 seconds are all yours.
Let's go. Grams, I just want to apologize in advance. I know I othered you there, but I had to get this third win because I needed to pick me up. Bomber knew it. I was a little depressed, a little down, but now I'm up again. I'm back in my winning ways. Excited to win Title 17 next cycle. And also...
Next cycle? That's not probably about right.
Yeah, whatever. Can we edit that out? Next season. Goat it up, baby. Goat it up.
All right. There you have it. 3-time champ in first and goal. Probably the only championship this cycle. His own words. All right. Until next time, guys. Enjoy the playoff games tonight, and then tune in to First and Goal.
Thanks for listening to First and Goal. Be sure to check out Mad Bomber TV on Twitch and YouTube for the latest from the SML. And we'll see you next time on First and Goal.